Hi there, this is H. Victoria Harbour Atkerson. I'm an author and a writer, and today I want to talk to you about editing and getting opinions about your writing. Because once you do your best, pour your heart out in your writing, a lot of times what you need is a editor or someone to give you some feedback on what they think you have done. This is not to say that's everything. The most important thing I think you need to think about is what you want. Think about your purpose in writing this story. What were the goals you set in the beginning? And think about it in such a way that you can analyze your own work. So what I want you to do is to, once you've written your work, whether it's an essay, a piece for journalism class, or whatever it is, a poem, set it aside once you write it and leave it there. Wait not a year, but maybe a few months. I like to wait a few months before I look at it for the second time. And then I try to go through it as carefully as I can and see if I achieve my goals in writing, because I find that the most important thing about getting feedback about your writing is the ones you do yourself. So it's great to get another person to give you an analysis of what you've done, whether they're a professional editor or not. The most important thing has to be what you think, and it has to be what your feelings are about the story you've written. Did you achieve the goals that you wanted to achieve? Is it a story that you're proud of? Is it something that follows through with your original goal? Or did your goal change? And if it did, whatever purpose the secondary goal is, does it achieve those goals? So I think to set aside some time away from what that freshly written piece that you have, what you need to do is to sit back and mull it over for a while. Don't even think about it. Say 6 months to a year even. I've had works to sit on my computer or on my desk for 2 and 3 years before I develop it. So go back, see what you want to do with your writing. Get personal opinions about your writing from whether it's your brother, your sister, a good friend, a professional. Get those, because when you look back that second time and use the barometer, your own personal barometer, as far as evaluating that piece, that's when you're going to get something that's really golden, because you won't even know if those evaluations have a purpose until you reread it yourself. But you want to give yourself the time. And the reason you want to give yourself the time, because you want to be more objective about your writing. You want to make sure that you accomplish the goals that you wanted to accomplish. And that is the most important part of your writing. All advice is great. It's neither, it can be positive and negative, but all of it is effective in your evaluation. But the final decision, the final outcome is yours, and you have to own your work. So make sure you do a good self-evaluation. And in order to do that, you need to read it objectively, and that time is needed. That time is needed for you to let it sit, and also for you to get some distance away from it. That way it's not such a personal commitment that you have to your original work. You need the objectivity, because the story needs to sit and to develop and mature on its own. The characters need to stand alone, away from you and away from your thoughts and away from your passion at the time that you wrote it. So you need to go back into it in 6 months to a year, see if it's still worth your efforts, see if it's still something that's viable and valuable to you. So take a minute, step back, and then move forward. That's always a good idea. Take advice and learn to develop a tough skin when you have written something, because that is when you're going to become a good writer, when you can take all those criticisms, whether they are negative or positive. Just remember, the final decision is yours, okay? Now, let's take a moment to review some of my books. Okay, my first book was Stones Along the Path, just to give you that one very quickly. And Stones Along the Path, Part 2. And then we have Walking Among the Kudzu, which is another wonderful story. And Buttermilk Bottom, which is a story that has a lot of people talking about. So this is a real good one. And I hope that same effect happens to my latest one, guys. This is Enslaved. And I pray that that has the same amount of enthusiasm from you, the reader, as possible. We're gathering now testimonies from different, or just statements from readers who have read my books, so that we can bring them to you and so you can hear what they have to say. It's great for me to say, oh, I love my books, I write great books, but it's more important to hear it from someone else. So we'll be just beginning to gather those statements, and hopefully you can hear from other people what they think of my writing. And be sure to pick up a copy of Enslaved, okay? You can get that at Barnes & Noble. You can get it on Amazon.com, okay? And it will soon be available electronically. So take a moment and like my channel. You know I'm going to say that. And the next thing I want you to do is to subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost a thing. It's free. So make sure that you push that red subscribe button. That way you'll know when I post a video. You'll be able to read it and to hopefully gain some knowledge about writing and also about my books and my characters. And we'll get into a lot more discussions from either my writing classes or from readers who have sent in questions. So, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them on, there's a comment section here. Be sure to use it and send me some feedback, okay? Let me know how you like these sessions, okay? All right. Love to you and love to your family. God bless.